Hey guys, welcome. How y'all doing? I'm Kyle, rap star with WrapAbility, and well, we've been in business for a little over a year and a half now, and we've had some crazy ups and downs. You know, run the business. It ain't all fun and games, and even though we play with stickers, which is a pretty fun time most of the time, we have our issues as well. I know you guys see a lot of really cool stuff that goes on that we put out here, but there's a lot of stuff that doesn't go right. We got a lot of things that do go right, but here today I want to talk about some of the stuff that has gone bad, like really bad. Some of my failures in running the business here, some of the things that I've learned along the way. So let's see. Let's start from the top. So I got this, I got big new printer. We've shown that off a lot. 8 colors, really vibrant ink. But that ink doesn't work well with some materials. So we found that out really early on. That I can't print on certain Avery or 3M vehicle wrap materials. The ink just doesn't cure to the vinyl, and it just stays wet. I did one about a year ago. I printed a wrap and printed the whole wrap, and it comes up on a wind up roll. And then I went to unwind it to bring it through the laminator, and all I heard was the ink was stuck to the backing paper, and it was ripping the ink off of the vinyl as it was unrolling. That is a sickening thing to hear. I mean, that's hundreds, thousands of dollars thrown in the garbage because it didn't work. Luckily, I was able to get a little bit. I was able to get some of my material back, the cost of the material back, but I lost time in the printing, lost ink, time that I should have been installing. Had to get new material, find different material to work, and just a major headache. So yeah, I lost a lot of sanity on that one, and but we have narrowed it down. We found a very good wrap material from Arlon. They made a new material a couple years ago. They came out with that. It's really nice to work with, and it prints really well with this printer. Arlon and Roland kind of work together pretty closely, so their stuff works really well. Which is nice that we found something that works. So we stick with that, and we use tons of it. But yeah, so then got the printer working. Then there was a while, it was probably in around just being a few months in, about 6 months in or so, probably about a year ago this time, and a little later, that I was stacked up on jobs, people reaching out to me wanting estimates, wanting quotes, design work, stuff like that. So I have folders where if a job comes in, I fill it out, put it in there. There were some that sat in there for months before I even got an estimate to them, and I was just it was just me at the time, so everything that was coming in, I had to do all of it. I had to do quotes, design, installation, printing, production, all that stuff, just so that I had to keep money coming in, so I had to keep doing production. And then I just kind of fell back on the estimate side of things, and got way behind and lost a lot of jobs because of that. And well, we learned that a way to keep ahead of that is to now I do estimates for free, but I don't do artwork for free. I used to do everything for free. I'd do designs. I'd design an entire wrap for free for someone, so they could get an idea of what it's going to look like. That's a terrible idea. That's losing a lot of time, a lot of money. So now I charge, I take a deposit up front if I'm doing any artwork. If I'm doing anything outside of an estimate, require a deposit up front. That way I'm not just wasting time here on something that's never going to happen. So I'll send out the estimate. If they want to go with it, if they're serious about it, I get the deposit, and then we can go from there. That gets the ball rolling a little faster. Makes it so I can get estimates out soon, so I don't have artwork to go with it. And then when they put in the deposit, I can get the artwork out for them. Try to keep that down to a minimum of the length of time that it takes to get artwork back. But it's still just one guy that's doing all the computer work, the design, the printing, the estimates, the artwork. So you gotta bear with me a little bit. It's nice. I got Joey here helping out for production side of things, installation and stuff, and sales stuff. But I'm still the one doing the artwork and the designs. So that's still a little bit of a backlog for me, but I'm able to keep up pretty well with it now. Getting that system figured out. Let's see, next on my list, that purple Jeep. I know you guys have seen it. That purple and black matte iridescent Jeep. Thing's a beast. It's got like 900 horsepower, but so he came to me talking about sponsorship, and we wanted to, with sponsoring this Jeep, we wanted to try out something new. He didn't want to go with 3M and Avery. They have a very similar color deck. That just about, it's very common. That's what most people use, 3M and Avery. The reason they use it, it's awesome stuff. But he wanted to be really different, have this thing just stand out as something that people have never seen before around here, definitely. So we went to another company, KPMF, and found this purple and black matte iridescent color, and wanted to try it out. Expand our horizons a little bit. Never used this company before. Didn't know a whole lot about them. I knew they're pretty good because from one of my trusted suppliers where I got it from. So they're not gonna feed me with complete crap, I hope. So we ordered some of that stuff up, got this Jeep in, and this Jeep has just body lines upon body lines. Like, they're not like nice smooth curves. They're like just deep sharp recesses all over the place, and lots of pieces sticking out all over. And this material, I would compare it to trying to wrap with aluminum foil. Most of our stuff is, you can kind of figure it's kind of like saran wrap, that it's kind of a rubbery, plasticky feel, that you can stretch it and curve it around stuff. But this stuff is very metallic feeling, and kind of crunchy, and so it felt like aluminum foil. So, if you got saran wrap and aluminum foil, just try taking both of those, and first take the saran wrap and try to go around some sort of rounded surface, like the backside of a bowl, for instance. And you can usually kind of stretch that and get it kind of smooth, and definitely with a little bit of heat, just go right around it. Take the aluminum foil now and try to go around that same backside of a bowl. It just sucks. So, we had some difficulties on it, and there were some issues with it, some spots that popped back that didn't stick the way they should, and at the time I had a part-timer helping me out, and I was backed up on stuff, and I wasn't giving him the attention, the training that he needed to be successful. So I dropped the ball and was kind of letting the guy run with it, and I had issues on it. It was just really, really, really weird stuff to work with. So it didn't turn out perfect. It's meant to go to car shows, and it's not a show-ready car right now. So he's bringing it back in here. We've talked about it. He's bringing it back in. We're going to get it fixed. We talked up front that we're trying new stuff, so he was willing to help out, split some of the cost on getting some more material, because he just wanted to try out some new stuff. So great guy to work with. So we'll have that bad boy back in here to fix up some pieces on it, get her rewrapped, get her looking good for the shows and the racetrack this summer. Thing is a beast, man. It's nuts. 900 horsepower Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's crazy. So then over the winter, fall, I was looking for help, need help. So I reached out to local college, STI. They have a graphic design program in there. So I reached out to them, seeing if anybody wanted an internship during their last quarter there, their last semester. They get school credit for it. They get to learn on-the-job experience on stuff, and I get a little help around the shop. So I had a little interview process, had a process of them, got the only 2 people that actually did stuff, got the position. There's a bunch of people that applied, but only 2 of them actually fulfilled what I asked for, and they did it. They got me in. So they're good people, but I was, again, super busy and just stuck inside my head in my office, just trying to figure out how to keep things moving. And again, I didn't give them the attention, the guidance that they needed to be successful. I just kind of put stuff on their plate and said, "Here, go do this." And I didn't really give them much teaching. I was a terrible teacher for that, and I apologize. But they went on, did different things other places, and I was terrible at communicating, telling them when to come in, when I didn't need them, what to work on, what not to, and it was I screwed up, man. I was a bad teacher. And along with that, with having people, once we started getting crazy busy in the spring, heading into summer, I kind of panicked. I was like, I need some more installers, because I had a lot of stuff, and the one thing that I thought I could teach was installation, because the rest of the business side of things is a little tougher it's a little more of a learning curve. I mean, installing wraps is quite a learning curve. It takes a few years to really get good at it, but I just started hiring people. I had a part-timer that worked here pretty regular time. Then I hired on a full-time guy to come in and help install. Then I hired on another full-time guy to help install. So I had 3 installers here at one time, and they were just tripping over each other and You know, it wasn't. There was one guy that knew a lot of what he was doing, but the other guys kind of, you know, again, I was focused too much on the computer side of things, like getting artwork off, getting estimates off, sales, customers, and I just kind of let them go and was letting them do their thing, and I didn't give enough attention for them to succeed, and enough training and enough guidance to really push them where they need to be. So it just didn't work out. Had to let go of a couple people there so that we're not tripping over each other and butting heads, and stress levels were going crazy. And I hired on a graphic designer who was amazing. Anton, you rock, by the way. Wish I could keep you, man. But hired on a graphic designer. He was just badass, amazing, and videographer, and he just knocked anything I handed over to him, knocked it out of the park. So he really helps things out with getting that stuff off my plate to help me out. But you know, at the time, and then I had an assistant, office assistant, to help with answering phone calls, emails, making sure I was getting estimates sent off, making sure that invoices were getting sent off, making sure bills were getting paid. You know, so I had my wife on hand doing that. And so at the time I think I had 5 employees outside of myself at one time. Yeah, that's too many. You know, that was a lot. That makes for a big payroll for a growing startup company. So payroll killed me. Had a really great summer, really busy, lots of stuff coming in, lots of cool projects, but it all went to payroll and didn't profit anything off of it. Lost money. Lost a lot of money off payroll and payroll taxes. Payroll taxes was the one thing that I wasn't prepared for. And so, you know, I had to let go of a few people. I had to fire my wife. She actually kind of left on her own because she was deep in it and she could see that couldn't afford her. So, you know, that's tough. So I had to let go of some people. And well, there was a time this last fall that it got real tough. But before we get into that part, you know, again, trying out new things. My truck, you see that it's wrapped, looks crazy, looks cool. I was definitely trying out a lot of new stuff on that. So I got from that the new brand KPMF that we just started working with. Got a new swatch deck they send out new swatches once in a while, and sent out this solar flash. It's like this, you see it on my pen here, that yellowish green kind of matches. I mean, I saw that, it came in, I'm like, that's my color. I mean, they finally made a vinyl that's exactly my color. And it's metallic, and it kind of shifts from like yellow to green, and has a little bit of orange in the sunlight. It's beautiful, beautiful color. So I ordered a bunch of that. I didn't know what I was going to do with it, but I knew that that's my color, and I need to have some. So I got it, and drew up a design for my truck to have a design on top of that color. And I mean, colored vinyls like that are not meant to print on, so it's a multi-step process. So I had to print on a laminate, and then I laminate over that laminate to protect the print. So there's 2 layers of laminate there, and then we have the solar flash, that green color that we put 2 layers of laminate over top of that. Now we have 3 layers of vinyl there. And then I decided to do another addition. We put a texture underneath the wrap of all, just did a pattern of circular dots. I wanted to go a little crazier on it. I wanted to do like some tribal wicked stuff, but the circular dots was enough of a hassle. I think my guys would have killed me if I would have made them wrap my whole truck in tribal before wrapping my truck. So we just wanted to do it, try it out. I like dot patterns. It's kind of a weird printing thing of mine. So we did that. So we first wrapped the whole truck in dots. All little dots all over. All little cutout dots. And then went over top of that with the 3-layer wrap that's green and print and clear. And that got really thick. I used the wrong laminate to do this. There are thinner laminates available. I did not use the thinner laminates. I used something, a normal wrap laminate, rather than the thinner stuff. Some thinner stuff, I could have cut it, my overall thickness, in by about 50%-ish, which would have really helped, because this stuff got thick. Once you put 2 layers of laminate over top of this wrap material, it got thick. And when it's that thick, it is really hard to conform around some of the curves and to really set down in the recesses good. So there's a lot of spots on my truck that didn't wrap as well as they should. The front bumper, which is toast now after I ran into someone, but the front bumper had a lot of bubbles, issues, and some of the deep recesses. And then on my hood, there was one really bad on one of the sides of the one of the scoops or the mount deals on the hood. So I ended up, I couldn't get the bubbles to come out, so I just trimmed it out, and now there's a trim line in the middle of my hood. It's kind of on the inside of stuff. Don't see it too much, I guess, unless you're looking for it. Now that you guys have seen this, you're probably gonna walk by and be like, ah, look at that. So, it ain't perfect. Definitely isn't perfect. But it's bright, it's loud, it's easy to see. Definitely gets me noticed. I still get people every day, driving down the roads, people rubbernecking, like, so it still works, still gets the job done, but it ain't perfect. Definitely ain't perfect. But that wrap's gonna be on there a while because this stuff is really sticky. And we spent a lot of money wrapping this truck, because a normal wrap is just 1 layer of vinyl. You either have your colored vinyl that you wrap the whole thing, or you have print with laminate that you wrap the whole thing. We did a first layer of just dots, and then we did the second layer of the color, and then the third layer of the print laminate. So, you know how much 1 wrap costs? This is 3. Yeah. It took some time. It took a lot of material. But it looks really cool. But it ain't coming off for a while, because that was a hell of an investment. So, yeah. That was my truck. Then I learned a little bit about some of all my marketing that I do. As you guys probably know, I do a crap ton of marketing online here. Do a lot of videos, a lot of pictures and stuff, posting. I do Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Twitter, Started on Pinterest, YouTube, which we're gonna have more coming soon. I'm videotaping myself videotape right now. But do a ton of media, ton of content, and sometimes that gets me in trouble. I learned after I did a project, we videotaped. No, wasn't even a video. It was like just a before and after photo. And in the photo, there was something in the corner of the photo that isn't supposed to be advertised. I screwed up. I got a phone call from someone saying pretty much a cease and desist. People are mad at us, we're mad at you, take it down, hopefully nobody gets sued. So that scared the hell out of me. But right after that happened, I called up my legal team, which is a fancy word for my lawyer, and had them write up a agreement and kind of give me some ideas on stuff. So now I have this fancy marketing agreement and stuff that says that they agree to my stuff, the services, and what I do, and if that stuff that I post is okay to do, and if there's any need for stuff to not do, then they tell me what not to do. So yeah, I learned from my mistakes, made them, learning from them. Still working on implementing some of these new things and processes, like follow-ups. I suck at follow-ups, and I'm really, really sorry, because I send off estimates. If I don't hear back from you, I don't hear back from you. I just let it sit. But I have a whole folder full of labeled follow-up. And I have another folder, it's an even bigger one, of estimates sent, which I need to follow up with to see if they want to do it, if they even got the estimate. Email doesn't always work perfectly, especially when you're using different servers and stuff. I had one just the other day I called up on. I was reminded to call them up. They didn't even get the email. So, then I'm looking back because they don't even think I sent them, did the estimate. I didn't even do the work. So I gotta definitely get better at that. And, I'm gonna have a little powwow with my man Joey, see if he's got any tips on some better follow-up ideas. I suck at it. I'm terrible at that. Follow-up is I need to be better. What else? So we had a truck that we did. They had banners on the side of their truck, and they wanted us to redo the banners. I didn't want to redo the banners because I don't like banners. Are good for things that stay still. But when they're moving down the interstate, not good, because no matter what, banners want to flap in the wind. And if you're flapping for a long time, that's banging against a lot of stuff and causing a lot of tension. And well, we did it, and about a week later, I got a message with a picture of this banner hanging off the side of the truck. That it fell. The trim pieces that were holding it on failed. Screws were rusted out or whatever, and it just ripped them off. That made me sick. So we got that truck back in here, tore the banners off, the trim off, and I wrapped the truck for them. because I don't like to see stuff falling off. And that makes, that's dangerous. Dangerous. Luckily, nobody got hurt. But, yeah, so I learned I'm not going to put banners on moving vehicles. We're going to wrap that. That's what we do best. I mean, maybe there's people out there that know how to put banners on vehicles that stay and work great. I don't. I tried my best. Didn't work. So I ended up doing what I know, and that's wrap stuff. So we wrapped it. And right around that time, we were in a very bad spot. I haven't told anybody this till now. So if you actually followed and listened to this whole thing, you are getting some first and only people to hear this. We just about closed the doors this past end of the fall, beginning of winter. Just about closed the doors. We're this close. So I had to sit down with my team. At the time, I had 2 employees and a part-timer. So I had a freelancer working with me. And I had to sit down, the 4 of us. I said, we have a little bit to finish off here next week. After that, we're done. And dude, that was tough. I was about almost in tears. I mean, my man Joey, I think he was in tears. Like, that's tough. Like, we put a lot of work into this, and then for it to come to that, but just a lot of things kind of came together to not go right. Like I said, payroll over the summer dug me a pretty deep hole. And we took on a massive project. Actually 2 massive projects that were all done simultaneously that probably were more fitting for a company that had 5 installers, a few printers, a few designers, maybe a company of about 20 to 30 people, at least 10. I had 3.5. So we had weeks of designing. I outsourced printing because it was more printing than I could do. It was 40 rolls of vinyl. It was 40 full rolls of vinyl that we went through at least in that project. No, it was more than that. It had to be about 45 or 50. We're just insane amount of square footage that we printed and laminated, wrapped, and just I got so far over my head in that, so deep, in a massive project, probably 30 times bigger than anything I had ever done up to that point. And the timelines on it were killer. Kind of kept switching around and made it for some super long weeks. I think there was 4 weeks there that I did not take off a day. So it was 7 days a week for me for about 4 weeks. And I have 2 kids at home, plus a wife. And that did not make for some happy family. Alright. So, I had a call come in. Wifey wanted to see how I was doing here at lunch. So yeah, as I was saying, we just about closed the doors. Like, took on this massive project, way bigger than something that I've ever done before. But I like to try new things. I like to push it. I like to really push it. We freaking pushed it to the limits on this one. There was lots of hours put in. Me and my man Joey, I think one night he was there till 3 o'clock in the morning working. Like, dude, go home. Come back tomorrow, rest it up. But he was just a soldier, putting in work on that. I got to thank my wife and his wife, Steph, for not killing us. They were definitely not happy about it. So that made things a lot worse here. That, we're definitely a family organization. We love our families. I got wife and kids. Joey's got wife and kid. Soon to be kids. Got a new one on the way. So that comes first. That's why we do this. So we have the freedom to be able to do that. And that job just took away all that freedom. I think it was a month and a half that I pretty much closed the doors on this shop, and we were there on location working. No other projects were coming through. It was just, we were there. And it was overextended on everything. I mean, I had my suppliers, my staff, just everything was way, way, way more than anything I had estimated on. I mean, I wasn't even close on my estimates on this stuff. And it was tough. I mean, luckily I was working with some great people on this project, and they understood that we were doing some stuff that was a lot more than anything anybody around there had ever done. So they worked with us and came out alive. But the margins were not where I needed them for that big of a project. But we did it. But there was, I was trying to sell the business. I was talked with my landlord about subleasing this place out, because I had 6 months left on my lease. I reached out to a couple other graphics printing companies, some that I work closely with, see if they were interested in buyout, buying my printer, laminator. Those are the main things, the big things. Some of my inventory, customer base, whatever it's worth. Went job hunting. I hadn't hunted for a job in 9 years, probably. Like 8 or 9 years since I've been looking for a job, like sending out resumes and trying to meet with employers, looking for jobs in marketing, advertising, creative development, whatever it was. Didn't get any callbacks on any of that. But I think all that's kind of I call that a little blessing in disguise, that nobody wanted to buy it. Nobody wanted to hire me personally. So the only option I had is keep this place open, keep it running, keep selling stuff, keep putting stuff out, and just move forward. Learn from my mistakes, figure them out, try not to repeat them, and keep pushing this place, man. Keep pushing, cranking stuff out, And just remember what's most important. And you see them behind me right there. My family, my kids, my wife, you know, extended family. That's what really matters, man. So as long as I remember that first, that, you know, a customer can wait. My kids, they're not waiting for a customer. Sorry. Because I ain't losing my family or my kids over no business. And I ain't gonna lose my business because I didn't figure out my priorities. Because I love this business. I do. And you know, I hear a lot of people say that owning a business is like, your business is similar to another child. Like, I got 2 kids there. I got a 3rd one that I'm working with right now called WrapAbility. And because it's deep to you, it's tight, it's you spend a lot of time and effort on it, watching it grow, making it grow, helping learn, teach things. You know, you think about it, you spend most of your life working. The time that you're awake, you spend most of your life, the largest percentage of it is working. So you gotta love what you do. You gotta be passionate about it. I'm very passionate about this stuff, man, and I love it. I don't love everything involved with it. I mean, taxes suck. The ups and downs are tough. It's stressful, but I love what I do, man. I get to play with stickers and cool cars for a living, so it's pretty cool. And but yeah, there's definitely a lot of stuff that's tough along the way. So, you know, that's where we're at for the first year and a half in business here. We're still here. We're still kicking. And we kind of thin things out. It's just me and Joey now. He's my right-hand man. I don't think I could get rid of him if I tried. We're good friends. We work well together, and we tag team this stuff. I mean, we're to the point when we do raps that we don't even have to talk to communicate. Like, we know what needs to be done, and then we shift, and he finishes pieces while I'm working on other pieces, and it's pretty cool. The point that we've gotten to where we know what each other's doing and what needs to be done. And so I'm really confident about how that's going to play out and how we're going to be able to keep that moving. Coming forward here, so, you know, thinning things out, getting some of the liabilities down, bringing down some of the expenses, so that when we do have these good months, that there's actually gonna be money in the bank, because that's what we're here for, man. We gotta make some money. I mean, it's not the only reason, but you gotta make money for it to be a business, or else you close the business. You know, we're building up a pretty good brand, doing some good stuff. We're gonna keep on doing some good stuff. January has been a pretty good month for us. It feels like it's been slow, but I did 2.5 times more sales this January than I did previous January. So it's a good start to the year. It's a good start. That's what I like to see. So I think we're gonna make sacrifices at the right time. Keep pushing. We're gonna make this happen, man. So thank you guys for all your support along the way. Thank y'all for the love. I hope that you get a little bit of entertainment or education out of what we do here. If you got any ideas for us for some stuff, let me know. Like I said, we're working on doing a little bit of video work. It ain't not the craziest production in the world, but we're gonna have a little YouTube show, a Rap Stars show coming here, so we'll see how well that works out. I'm videotaping myself, so see how that goes. Be doing a next up after that, be working on a little podcast, get some audio stuff out there, and just keep on pumping out this content, man. Keep on marketing. That's what it's about, man. The internet age, if people don't know who you are, you ain't there. So, but yeah. So thank you guys. Definitely gonna thank my family, my parents for always supporting me through all this craziness. My wife for being right by my side, helping push through some of these really hard times. My kids for just putting a smile on my face and giving me some advice. It's crazy the advice that a 6 and an 8-year-old kid can give you in business. Like, you should try it. Like, ask your kids real questions about real world stuff. I know that they're just starting to learn some math and reading stuff and learning about the world, but they see things. They're there. They see stuff. And sometimes the way their mind works, it's really cool. So, yeah. Excited for this year, see what comes. And, thanks for being here. Glad to still be here. Peace out, y'all.